Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 9 p.m. English news edition brought to you live from RTD channel. And tonight, headlines are: the President of the Republic inaugurates the International Forum on Climate Change Adaptation and officially launch the Doctoral Alliance for Climate. The Minister of the Interior meets with the people of Sankal during his visit in the Khwichin. And continentally, Dakar celebrates as the Lions of Teranga win the Africa Cup of Nations, defeated Morocco in the final match yesterday night. Those were the top stories, and welcome back in our newsroom. We begin tonight's news with the launch of the International Forum on Climate Change Adaptation. The President of the Republic, President Ismail Omar Gili, took part this morning at the Isla Grind Hotel in the launch of the International Forum on Climate Change Adaptation. Organized by the First Doctoral Alliance for Climate Change Adaptation, the forum aims to mobilize stakeholders involved in the search for effective, inclusive, and knowledge-based solutions to climate change adaptation. The forum brought together partners from civil society, international organizations, young scientists and researchers, as well as policymakers. Let's not forget that the event will focus on three main themes: adaptation, governance, innovative strategies and solutions, and capacity building through research and innovation. Under the leadership of the President of the Republic, he has implemented several initiatives, notably in scientific research on climate change, the promotion of clean energy projects, and the support of research and innovation. And upon his arrival, the President of the Republic, accompanied by the First Lady and President of the National Union of Djiboutian Women, Khadra Mohamed Haïda, receive a warm welcome from Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, as well as the Minister of Higher Education and Research, Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed. We remind that the ICA Forum will highlight an innovative initiative known as the Priority Innovation and Adaptation Zones. And let's move on to the visits to the exhibition stands now. The President of the Republic, accompanied by the First Lady and President of UNFD, toured the various exhibition stands set up on the occasion by participating institutions and organizations, highlighting the importance attached to combating the effect of global warming. The forum brought together numerous national and international stakeholders committed to environmental protection and the promotion of sustainable solutions. And among the stands visited the world, the Oboch Biosphere Reserve, which is showcase the country's rich natural heritage and ongoing conservation efforts, and the association dedicated to combating plastic waste, actively working to reduce pollution and raise public awareness about the responsible use of plastics. The forum also spotlighted the work of several national laboratories engaged in the ecological and energy transitions. This included the Agroecology Laboratory, which develops new varieties of vegetable seeds adapted to local climatic conditions, thereby strengthening food security in the face of environmental challenges. Another key participant was the UBO, known as Algae Valorization Unit, a laboratory exploring the potential of algae by transforming them into food and cosmetic products, offering innovative and sustainable alternatives. Ecotech, a major player in the circular economy, was also featured for its commitment to recycling and waste recovery, contributing significantly to the reduction of the national ecological footprint. By bringing together researchers, associations, companies, and institutions, this gathering represents a major step towards building a sustainable future where innovation and collective responsibility lie at the heart of solutions. Let's be reminded that the forum not only highlighted local initiatives but also strengthened international cooperation around environmental challenges. the launch of the International Forum on Climate Change Adaptation was marked by a significant moment for a reflection and dialogue on global environmental challenges. The ceremony marked by artistic performances, including songs and traditional dances. Taking the floor, the director of the Center for Studies and Research in Djibouti did not fail to state that this occasion aims to strengthen scientific research in the field of climate change, mitigation of its impact, adaptation strategies, and resilience building. More than 20 years ago, he said it was asked whether societies should just stand by in the face of climate disruption, threatening communities and national development programs. The response, he said, was clear and firm. They should not. From this conviction emerged an ambitious vision to build a genuine scientific community in East Africa dedicated to organizing and advancing research on climate change, its mitigation, adaptation, and strengthening of resilience. In this context, he said the initiators of the projects expressed their deep appreciation for the continued and decisive support provided by the President of the Republic, praising his strong commitment to science and sustainable development, which has directly contributed to the achievement of this collective momentum. Within this framework, a regional scientific project was designed and launched with funding from France through a partnership bringing together scientific institutions from Djibouti, Ethiopia, Somalia, and Kenya, alongside several international partners. Let's turn now to the speech of the director of the climate department at the University of Nairobi and the president of the University of Paris, both of whom praised the effort of the Republic of Djibouti in addressing climate challenges and strengthening adaptation mechanism. They both emphasize that the world in general and Africa in particular is facing a growing number of challenges that affect societies and economies and have a direct impact on ecosystems as a result of the escalating consequence of climate change. Thanks to the scientific assessment reports issued by the Intergovernmental Panel on climate change, to which they contributed through the preparation of two of its assessment report, as well as the more recent effort of the Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on biodiversity and ecosystem services alongside other initiatives. Steady progress is being made toward building a solid body of scientific evidence. We now turn to the address of Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, Minister of Higher Education and Research of the Republic of Djibouti, at the launch of the International Forum for Climate Change Adaptation. In his speech, the Minister of Higher Education and Research praised President Soumaïla Omar Guelleh's leadership, highlighted Djibouti's effort in climate research and clean energy, and underlined the forum's focus on innovation, local solutions, and building the capacity of young researchers and communities. President Soumaïla Omar Guelleh addressed the International Forum on Climate Adaptation, where he launched the Doctoral Alliance for Climate. The president highlighted the need for global cooperation, science, and innovation to address climate change and called on international partners to support Djibouti's climate adaptation effort. Let's hear it from the President of the Republic.
Mesdames et messieurs, je suis très heureux de prendre la parole devant vous à l'occasion de ce forum international sur l'adaptation climatique et d'assister en même temps.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to address you today on the occasions of the International Forum on Climate Adaptation and at the same time to witness the official launch of Doctoral Alliance for Climate. By organizing this forum in our country, Djibouti, a historic crossroads of peoples, exchanges and knowledge, we wish to affirm and share with you a deep conviction that we hold, the conviction that the fight against climate change, it can only be won through the convergence of political will, through the collective intelligence of nations, and through a determined reliance on science, research and innovation. Today, for Djibouti, as for all vulnerable countries, climate change is no longer a scientific hypothesis, nor it is a distant threat. It is a daily reality, tangible and sometimes brutal. Prolonged drought, water stress, increasing pressure on ecosystems, and heightened risks to social and economic stability. These are the many challenges we face, often without being the main contributors to their cause. This situation is shared by many African countries, which are bearing the full brunt of a climate disruptions to which they have contributed only marginally. This is one of the great injustices of our time. Yet in the face of this injustice, we have refused resignation. We have chosen and continue to choose anticipation, resilience, and action. As you know, climate adaptation lies at the heart of our national development strategy. It concerns food security, land use planning, the protection of coastal areas, the preservation of biodiversity, and the stability of our community. It is inseparable from our ambition to build a sustainable and inclusive development model. However, ladies and gentlemen, and you know this better than I do, no adaptation policy can be sustainable without a solid scientific foundation. There is no effective adaptation without reliable data, applied research, local expertise, and without trained, committed women and men. It is this conviction that guided the creations of a Doctoral Alliance for Climate. The establishment of this alliance in Djibouti reflects a clear political priority to place climate transitions and adaptation at the heart of our strategic vision and to invest decisively in human capital. But the Doctoral Alliance for Climate is also a collective ambition. Its goal is to train a new generation of African researchers, to encourage scientific innovation, and to promote research rooted in local realities and oriented towards concrete solutions. It is based on strengthening scientific cooperation, both South-South and North-South, founded on the sharing of knowledge. Through this alliance, we are sending a message to African youth and particularly to the students, doctoral candidates, and young researchers.
We now listen to the second part of the President's speech.
C'est cette conviction qui a guidé la création de l'Alliance doctorale pour le climat. L'implantation de cette alliance à Djibouti.
Present here today, you are at the heart of the global response to the climate emergency. Your research, your thesis, and your innovations are acts of responsibility towards humanity and toward future generations. The Republic of Djibouti believes in you. It will invest in science, research, and use because there can be no lasting sovereignty without sovereignty of knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, the global context of climate adaptation remains marked by a central challenge: financing. The countries most exposed are often those with the fewest resources to invest in resilience. This reality calls for a fairer and more ambitious international response. That's why I am issuing here a solemn appeal to our international partners, financial institutions, multilateral organizations, and the private sector. Climate adaptation requires accessible financing, technology transfers, and equitable scientific cooperation. The Doctoral Alliance for Climate is intended to complement all existing efforts in the field of adaptation. It is not an isolated initiative, but an open platform and a space for synergy. This is why we invite all our partners to engage with it, to work together and to unite their efforts in order to maximize the impact of the actions undertaken. Ladies and gentlemen, by hosting this international forum and launching the Doctoral Alliance for Climate, we wish to deliver a clear message. We choose knowledge over ignorance, anticipation over reactions, and cooperation over isolation. We affirm that even nations modest in size, when determined, can play a major role in responding to the climate emergency. Djibouti will remain fully committed to the fight for climate adaptation with the clarity, determination, and a strong sense of responsibility. May this forum be a space for decisions, partnerships, and concrete commitment. May the Doctoral Alliance for Climate become a lasting lever for transformation and hope. Thank you for your attention.
Pour le climat devienne un levier durable de transformation et d'espoir. Je vous remercie de votre attention. Voilà.
Let's turn now to the signing of charters and framework agreements. And on the occasion of the launch of the International Forum on Climate Change Adaptation, a decisive step was taken for global research. Several high-level agreements and the Doctoral Alliance Charter was signed, strengthening a strategic partnership between international universities and research institutions. Strengthening the synergy between researchers and institutions. The highlights of the ceremony was the signing of the Doctoral Alliance Charter. This document aims to build a solid bridge between young researchers and leading academic institutions with a clear objective to intensify scientific collaboration in order to address the urgent challenges posed by climate change. This commitment was led by prominent figures in international higher education, including Dr. Verdier, Director of the Institute for Research and Development, the President of the University of Côte d'Azur, and the President of Al Jamouria University. Several framework agreements were also renewed. A major first agreement was signed between Dr. Nabil Mohamed Ahmed, Minister of Higher Education and Research, and Dr. Verdier, Director of the RRD Research Center. This partnership highlights the direct involvement of government authorities in supporting applied research. A second agreement was signed between the General Directorate of the National Research Center and the leadership of the French Research Center. President Aguilé meets with the Chinese public sector delegation. On Monday late morning, the head of state, President Ismail Omar Guelleh, received at the Palace of the Republic members of a delegation of Chinese public operators led by Dr. Dong Yongron. The meeting provided a privileged framework to discuss the nature and scope of planned projects aimed at establishing fruitful partnership between the two parties. It should be noted that energy is already a priority area of collaboration agreed upon between the Djiboutian government and Chinese public consortia. In this first phase of cooperation, the focus will be on the establishment of electricity production units in Djibouti, relying primarily on wind and solar energy. The second phase of the partnership will strengthen cooperation in salt-related industries, designed to provide Djibouti with affordable renewable energy. This partnership is scheduled to be formally finalized in November 2026. In his speech, the Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of industry, Ilyas Musa Dawale, highlighted at the end of the encounter the importance of the cooperation with the Chinese public operators, emphasizing that the partnership will support the development of renewable energy in Djibouti and boost local industries, particularly in the salt, pharmaceutical, chemical, manufacturing, and agri-food sector. The Minister of Economy, Minister Douale, also noted that the initiative was expected to create a significant number of jobs and strengthen economic ties between the two countries. And for his part, the CEO of Green Industry Consortium emphasized the company's commitment to supporting Djibouti's transition to renewable energy, highlighting plans to implement wind and solar projects that will contribute to sustainable development and create local employment opportunities. The CEO also highlighted the importance of strong collaboration with the Djiboutian government and local partners to ensure the success and long-term impact of these initiatives. The President of the Republic congratulated his re-elected counterpart, Ugandan counterpart Yoweri Museveni, on his victory in the 15 January presidential election. President Ismail Omar Guelleh noted that the wide margin of Museveni's re-election reflected the strong support of the Ugandan people for his leadership. President Guelleh also highlighted Uganda's achievement under Museveni, including economic progress and its important role in promoting peace and stability in the region, particularly in Somalia. Here, the president assured that Djibouti and its people will continue to support efforts to reinforce the friendship and cooperation between the two countries, and extended his best wishes for Museveni's continued success. Moving on now to the next story. As part of the implementation of the proximity policy promoted by the President of the Republic and to monitor the concern of population in the most remote areas, the Minister of the Interior, Said Noor Hassan, carried out a field visit on Saturday, 17 January 2026. The Minister of the Interior visited the locality of Sankal in the region under the sub-prefecture of Asaila in the region, following his earlier visit to Daudawia in the sub-prefecture of Yoboki. Let's not forget that the mission was conducted in the presence of the prefect of Dakhil region, Hassan Abdi, the vice president of Dakhil Regional Council, Guru Ibrahim, and the Director General of the Population, Abdi Abdullahi Absiye, the sub-prefect of Asaila, Habib Mohammed Ahmed, as well as local civil and military authorities as well. And during the visit, the Minister of the Interior, Said Noor Hassan, held a working session with the representative of the local population, including notables, and traditional leaders and women of the locality. The discussion then provided a detailed assessment of the progress made on actions undertaken following recommendations from the previous ministerial visit, while also collecting new concerns and requests from the community. These frank and constructive exchanges reflected the authorities' ongoing commitment to providing concrete and tailored responses to citizens' needs, fostering a dynamic of continuous dialogue, consultation, and balanced territorial development. The prefect of Dakhil region expressed his honor at welcoming the Minister of the Interior to Sankal following his visit to Daudawia. Let's listen to the prefect.
odayada heer Sankal ciidamada qaybahooda kala duwan It is an honor to welcome today the Minister of Interior to Dakhil region and in Sankal following his visit to Dawdawiya. This visit is part of the proximity policy promoted by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, which is focusing on listening to citizens and maintaining dialogue in the remote areas. Your presence demonstrates the government is constant attention to our region. The discussion with notables, women and all community representatives allow us to review ongoing action. Need your recommendation.
In turn, the Minister of the Interior, Saeed Nuh Hassan, expressed his pleasure at visiting Sankal following his mission to Dawdawiya as part of a failed initiative launched by the President of the Republic. Let's listen to the Minister.
I am pleased to be here today in Sankal following my visit to Dawdawiya as part of this file mission initiated by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili. This visit reflects the proximity policy which prioritizes dialogue with citizens and attentively addressing their concern even in remote areas. The discussion with notables, traditional leaders and women have been rich and constructive. They allow us to track ongoing action and respond better to local needs. I also met with the security forces and visit the regional civil protection facilities to strengthen their capacity and better protect our citizens. Finally, I want to emphasize the essential roles of traditional leaders in maintaining social cohesion and supporting the balanced development of our communities. I thank you for your warm welcome and your commitment to the service in the Dakhil region.
And pursuing his mission, the Interior Minister visited the military post in Sankal, where he was briefed by the regional army leaders of Dakhil on the security situation and operational missions deployed on the ground. He then conducted a detailed visit of the National Police Barracks in the regional capital in the regions of Dakhil before greeting members of the National Gendarmerie in recognition of their daily commitment to maintaining security. Late in the morning, the Minister of the Interior, Saeed Nuh, accompanied by the National Director of Civil Protection, Colonel Mahmoud Musa Mahmoud, visited the newly constructed premises intended to house the Regional Directorate of Civil Protection. These modern facilities, which will strengthen the operational capacity of emergency services, are scheduled to be officially inaugurated soon. And to conclude his tour of the Dakhil region, the Minister of the Interior held also a meeting with the local Okals and traditional leaders at the prefect residence, who affirming the crucial role of the traditional authorities in consolidating social cohesion. Let's not forget that the minister was accompanied by the National Director of Civil Protection, Colonel Mahmoud, visited the newly constructed premises intended to house the Regional Directorate of Civil Protection. Other news now of finance. A commission reviews the public institutions' financial accounts. Presided over by MP Shamaki Musa Arre, the Commission on Finance, General Economy and Planning continued on Monday. Today, it's a review of three draft laws concerning the financial accounts of public institutions. Draft law number 202 of the year 2025, approving the financial accounts of the Urban Rehabilitation and Social Housing Agency for the 2024 fiscal year. The session was attended by Amina Abdi Aden, Minister of the City, Urban Planning and Housing, accompanied by her executive team. In the second part of the session, the Commission examined two additional draft law number 198 of the year 2025, approving the financial account of the National Printing Office of Djibouti for the 2024 fiscal year. Draft law number 199 of the year 2025, approving the National the financial accounts of Radio Television of Djibouti (RTD) for the 2024 fiscal year. This examination took place in the presence of Radwan Abdullahi Bahdon, Minister of Communication in charge of Post and Telecommunication, along with senior officials from the respective institution. And at the conclusion of the discussion, with provided a thorough analysis of the structural and financial situation of the entities under review, the Commission issued a favorable opinion and forwarded the draft law for considering during the next public session in the National Assembly. As part of health monitoring and the government's proximity health policy, the regional hospital of Tadjoura deployed a mobile medical team to the locality of Garabtisan under the sub-prefecture of Dora, following an alert from local locals reporting several cases of fever among children and adults. Responding promptly to the alert, the hospital sent a team composed of a physician, 2 nurses, and a vaccination officer equipped with all necessary treatments and supplies for immediate care. The consultation and evaluation confirmed that the reported cases were related to seasonal fever with no epidemic character or serious symptoms. The situation therefore poses no cause for concern, and patients received care on site. And the Director General of the Regional Hospital of Tadjoura, Ibrahim Mohamed Dimbiyo, personally visited Garabtisan to ensure the smooth running of these activities. And as part of effort to combat malnutrition and prevent vaccine preventable disease, several children were screened and vaccinated, further strengthening the community's health protection. During the visit, the Director General also held discussion with the traditional leaders and village authorities, reassuring them the constant and unwavering support of the Ministry of Health for population in remote areas. And now, regarding the Africa Cup of Nations final match yesterday night, Dakar celebrated as Senegal won the AFCON 2025 final 1-0 against Morocco, claiming their second Africa Cup of Nations title in 4 years. Gasser Ali tells us more.
Senegalese capital erupted in joy on Sunday night after Senegal were crowned champion at the African Cup of Nations, securing their second continental title in 4 years. In the final played in Rabat, Senegal defeated Morocco 1-0 after a tense match marked by several controversial refereeing decisions. At one point during the game, Senegalese player left the pitch to protest the awarding of a penalty. A Senegalese goal was also disallowed, triggering anger and confusion among supporters gathered at public viewing areas in Dakar. The turning point came when the Senegalese goalkeeper saved a Moroccan penalty, the winning goal scored in extra time, in large celebration across the country.
And on the world news, in Chile, at least 19 people have died and hundreds of homes was destroyed. Again with Gasira.
Death toll from wildfire ravaging southern Chile has risen to at least 19 as extremely difficult weather conditions persist. The worsening situation has prompted authorities to impose a curfew in the affected areas. The total number of to date stands at 19, said Chile's Minister of Security, adding that 18 victims are from the region, while one is completely out of control.
That's it for tonight news. Thanks for being with us and have a good time.